Stripe is the go-to choice for AI companies, from early-stage startups to scaled enterprises. 78% of the leading AI companies use Stripe to go to market quickly and scale globally. That includes pioneers like NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Perplexity. Stripe has developed cutting-edge tools to improve everything from fraud detection to checkout optimization. Whether you're aiming for incremental gains or planning for enterprise transformation, see how Stripe can help at stripe.com.
Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Amnah Ajmal. Amnah Ajmal is the Executive Vice President, Market Development, Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa for MasterCard. In this role, she leads the P&L across multiple business verticals, including merchants, telcos, governments, FinTechs, digital players across 80 markets. In addition, she holds the strategy, pricing, analytics, and M&A function for the region. Prior to this role, she led the North America Product and Innovation Organization based out of the U.S., creating sustainable, competitive differentiation for MasterCard and its customers by delivering digitally integrated consumer experiences across consumer and commercial products. Prior to joining MasterCard, she was the CEO for Standard-Centered Consumer Bank Malaysia. She was also responsible for retail banking strategy for Indonesia, Malaysia, and Taiwan in a global role based out of Singapore. Prior to Standard Chartered, Amna worked at Citigroup in United Arab Emirates, Egypt, UK, and Poland. She held several leadership positions at Citigroup, including Asset Business Head for Poland, responsible for full range of consumer asset products, innovation, and distribution, including credit cards, company brands, personal loans, and mortgages. Well, good afternoon, Amna. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Brian. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you again. And I really do appreciate you making the time, hailing out of Dubai right now, which is amazing. It's hard sometimes to get people's schedules aligned, but I do appreciate that. So, Amna, we're going to jump into your questions right away so we can get your story out to our audience. Throughout your career, you've been a key figure in driving digital and cultural transformation in consumer banking and payments across various global markets. Could you share your insights on the most significant changes you've observed in this sector and how you've contributed to these shifts?
Well, one of the biggest change, and probably it's post-COVID and also because of the rise of Gen Z generation, is consumers embracing new technologies. It took us like 50 years to scale contactless, but now with X-Pay and face recognition and other payment methods, it's just a matter of months the way they're scaling. So I think consumer mindset to adopt new technologies is one of the significant trends. Second, I would say collaboration models between FinTechs and traditional organizations. At one point in time, it was like big organizations wanted to be FinTechs because they wanted to have the agility, and FinTechs wanted to be the big organizations because they wanted to scale. And now you see a lot of positive collaboration models between the two. And I think that's a very positive step towards innovation because no one can innovate today in today's times alone. Third, I would say there's a huge focus on sustainability and financial inclusion, which really was not a trend as recent as 4 years back. And I think especially the focus on sustainability, where each and every business is looking at how they work and how do they make sustainability top of their mind and their mindset. Those are the three trends. Second part of your conversation, that as to how I contribute towards them and what my role is to contribute towards them. I look after the non-financial institution segments across the 80 markets in Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And that requires collaboration between FinTechs, telcos, retailers, hotels, buy now, pay later players. It's all about putting together innovative solutions by bringing different players together in the ecosystem. And second is there are players who are better served, better equipped to serve the underserved population and the SMEs from a financial inclusion standpoint, like the telcos. And I think our partnership with telcos is one of the proof points how we can provide better access of financial services to the SMEs.
Thank you, Amna. I appreciate you sharing that. Obviously, there's a lot going on, and I know in your role, you're looking to innovate in some of those markets so we can better serve, again, everybody equitably, but also serve the underserved. And Amna, innovation in consumer experience has been significant focus in your roles. Can you discuss a particular innovation you might have spearheaded that you're most proud of, and how has it impacted the consumer experience?
Sure. I think acceptance traditionally was viewed as a physical device or a terminal, which I think is extremely expensive for the SMEs or really the long tail of SMEs to drive digital payments. And solutions like QR payments, PayPaling, tap on phone, these are different forms of acceptance which actually digitize payments. And I think that I would say is one of the biggest success stories that we have at MasterCard.
Thank you. I appreciate you highlighting digitized payments. That has obviously helped kind of move that needle forward as far as innovation in the consumer experience arena. So I appreciate the share. And Amna, the next question I have for you is, you've been recognized as one of the top 25 women in financial technology globally and top 10 in America. What does this recognition mean to you? And how has it influenced your approach to leadership and innovation in the FinTech sector?
Well, first of all, I'm honored that I've for these recognitions, but I think it has just reinforced one point. Regardless of which part of the world you're working in, you have to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, and you really have to support them in doing bigger and better things that they did not think they could do. I think that has been my philosophy on leadership across different parts of the world, and I think that has enabled me to drive business and people transformation. I really put people first, and I'm very passionate about that. And there's a diversity angle over there. I'm extremely vocal about having diverse teams, be it background, be it gender. And I think that has really played a very important role in me delivering business growth.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And at the end of the day, as leaders, we need to focus on the people and let them have that autonomy and growth and believe in them and help them succeed at things that they maybe thought they couldn't succeed at. So I appreciate your insights on that. Love the leadership traits that you're showing in your everyday career. And last question of the day, Amna, how do you see the rapid evolution of FinTech impacting traditional banking and payment systems? And what strategies should industry leaders adopt to stay ahead?
Well, maybe I'll answer the latter part of your question first. I think the first strategy is that you have to unlearn and relearn, right? So I think that's very, very important. And many of times we are stuck that this is how it was done before. And I think that's just so rapidly changing that you can't really think like that. So it's extremely important that leaders surround themselves with talent who can challenge the status quo, and they have the ability to unlearn and relearn. So that would be the single most important thing. Answering your first part of the question, I would say that it would be critical to make sure that you do not use technology to solve problems that don't exist because you just want to use the technology. So for example, you don't have to use blockchain if you can actually solve a problem that doesn't require use of blockchain. Technology is just a means to an end. You have to first figure out, these are my top 5 problems that I need to solve. And maybe you don't need any AI, any blockchain, no you need technology for it. It's just about redefining a simple process, right?
Oh, I've got too many bills.
If you need funds, you can apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and have the money in your account as soon as the same business day.
Okay, got it. Applying now.
They've been helping hardworking people cover emergency expenses since 2004.
Hey, look, I got it.
You've got this.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See cashnetusa.com for more details.
So I think defining your top 5 business problems or customer experience issues, and then figuring out, okay, is there a technology available that can solve that pain point, would really scale innovation much more further as opposed to doing it the other way around. I see a lot of time people discussing, we do this POC because they have this new technology, but maybe you don't really need that.
Thank you. And you're right about that. A lot of times we tend to really create a solution, around the problem, and we're not really focusing on the actual solution. And sometimes people throw technology at it first. And I've seen that time and time again. So appreciate the insights on that as well. And of course, about leaders and unlearning and relearning and continuing to push themselves in that part of their career. So Amna, it was such a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure.
Bye for now.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages, whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately.